Is there anything we need to do on the YouTube side? Oh, there it goes. Okay. Wow, that's a long delay. Probably close to a minute.
Really?
Yeah. Hey, everyone. We'll just hang tight for a little bit. Let anybody else log in who's want to join. Remember, like, Matt had figured out ways to like show up your name and stuff across the bottom. I'm not sure how to do that.
Say that again.
There was a way, like, under, like, see how we're side by side. Matt was able to like make it so our names would come up underneath this, but
Gotcha.
don't know how to do that.
It's under captions, I believe. Oh, nice. A ticker. Whoops.
Oh yeah, the ticker needs updating for sure. Okay, give it 1 or 2 more minutes. See if anybody else wants to join. We did throw it in the Telegram, right?
Yes, I did post it there earlier.
I'll just post a message real quick.
Nice.
I like the thumbnail there. That was pretty clever.
You're welcome.
Okay, awesome. I guess we can go ahead and get started and let people just trickle in. You fine with that, Caleb?
Yep.
Okay, hello everyone. I am Zach McClary. You may see me on Telegram or Discord as Apollo Ted. I'm the head of engineering and production for the Apollo team. And then to my side here is Caleb. You may see him as, is it Hegemony?
Hegemony, yes. Yep.
Hegemony on Telegram and Discord. And he is the head of creative for Apollo. So weekly, we've been doing these. I guess we started officially last week, roughly about 5 o'clock Central Time on Wednesdays, just doing a quick AMA. Nothing super formal, no major presentations, at least for this one or last one. I just want to give everyone a chance to ask their questions, concerns, just chat, anything you guys are interested in. So Matt is out. I don't know if you mentioned that. I think you did on Telegram. He's going to be out today, so it might be a little bit lighter. But I guess also you can ask us questions about Matt that he may not want to answer, but that we can. So to just kind of briefly overview what this project is, if you're new, this is the Apollo crypto project based around an ERC20 token. We started in middle of January, and the vision kind of started with, actually, I can pull up the website here. And also, I've asked for patience as we are new to this streaming platform we're trying to use here. Let's go here. Unreal. So my Chrome permissions are broken, so I can't share my screen. Can you show your screen? Share your screen, Caleb?
Sure. Let me give it a try.
Okay. I've had problems with this computer with my permissions for mics and stuff like that.
All right.
So again, we are our project is the Apollo crypto project. ERC20 token started in January. The original vision came from Matt as we were working on some crypto projects and just kind of getting our feet wet. And then the idea came from his son, who's actually a musician. And we just thought that maybe there was a way in the crypto space where we could reward up and coming, I don't want to use the term struggling, musicians, painters, whatever sort of creation, whether it's a case of I'm just getting started and I don't have any equipment, or maybe it's I can only pursue my passions part-time, and I'd really feel like I could do a lot more if I switched to more of a full-time role. And so maybe the extra funds could help you with that. And so the idea was that we would build now a contest. And so you would nominate yourself, you'd fill out a profile, things like, what would I do with the money? What is my current project? You can share things like your Instagram. So there I can show you just kind of the URL right there, app.apollocrypt.org if you want to view the contest. This way you can browse the creators, and they'll tell about themselves. And so that has brought us to this point. We are on our 6th contest. We're still in sort of a beta phase, a lot to work on. Hey, Caleb.
Hey, knocked myself out.
That's fine. Bear with us, people. We're getting it done.
I'm back.
All right, so here we have our 6th contest running. It's going well. I think we crossed over 50 votes, and the reward is Apollo, and that Apollo can be used to further your creative dreams. So more specifically, as I mentioned, I am the head of production. Oh, there we go. Awesome. Figuring it out in real time. So this is the Apollo Crypto website. This is a great place for anyone who's new, or if you have a family member or friend who's interested and you don't really know where to start, you can send them right here. It's just apollocrypt.org. Has instructions for how to get to the contest, how to obtain Apollo. You can look at past contest winners. And there you go. And then now Caleb's showing us the beautiful contest page. So you can scroll through, see current creators, and cast your vote. You will notice at the top right that there is a minimum you need to hold for voting. You won't see it here because Caleb's already voted, but there you go. So that actually shows you the current amount of Apollo you need to hold. And the idea there is we want to encourage people to join the community and vote. And so as I kind of mentioned, again, I'm the head of engineering. And so right now we've just been working on a few projects, and we kind of talked about them last week. They're actually up on the Trello board. Let me see if I can pull that open. I can't show on here. That's fine.
I can do it.
So, okay.
I should be able to pull it up.
So in the past week, we took the time to prioritize the next few weeks and the coming month. So to begin with, let me pull up those instructions. We prioritized, the first week was we want to implement this new reward system. I'm not entirely sure how much we talked about that last week, but the idea is we want to revamp things so that there's an added bonus for new voters, right? So there's your traditional prize, but let's say that I went gung-ho and I brought in a ton of new people, and so now the formula takes in, well, if there were new voters for this contest, there's actually a bonus reward, and that was to incentivize creators who bring in new people, not just going to the current community and hyping themselves up and promoting themselves. We also did a number of CI/CD improvements. I know we talked about this last week, but we completed a migration of our repo, and then also I got some sweet features that one of our engineers set up so that I'm able to test across mobile and desktop really quickly. And we're of the belief that if you do a lot of the work up front, like we just did there, it makes things down the road go a lot smoother. So now we're just able to, bang out features one after the other.
And for the non-technical, what does CI/CD mean?
CI/CD is continuous integration, continuous development. That is a buzzword if you're ever, or deployment, sorry. If you're ever in an interview or something, you can throw that term out there and maybe you'll get bonus points for it or something. So
just say the acronyms.
Yeah, just you don't even actually know what it stands for. People will just think it's awesome that you said it. Or it's actually also something that helps. They probably mention it a lot in Silicon Valley. Did you ever watch that, Caleb?
Yes, I did. It was hilarious.
They throw all sorts of buzzwords so you can make yourself feel a lot better when you know one of the things they're talking about.
CI/CD, I think it's one of those things. If you were interviewing at a company, it's how you can make them sweat. Turn the tables around. Be like,
Yeah.
So what's your CI/CD process?
Yeah, because they're probably not on top of their stuff.
They're probably not, and they're
Yeah.
like,
Real
FTP.
point.
You know,
And-
so make them sweat some.
Yeah, for sure. So that's what we were kind of focusing on last week. This week, we're working on some features to actually smooth out the application process. We've had some problems with some broken URLs that get sent, and a lot of that is our fault. Whether it's we ask for your Instagram profile and you enter it, but something gets mixed up and you add in an extra character or something like that. So we're going to work on sanitizing that for you so it doesn't require any changes. Caleb had the great idea of if you go to the archive page on the app website to look at past contests, it could be something like we show the POAP, which if you want to take this time right now to go through what a POAP is and what brought the idea, Caleb, to bring that up, that'd be great.
Sure. Yeah, so if you've already voted and you're in some of the communities, you've probably already seen that we are giving out POAPs to voters for every contest. So a POAP, if you if I open a new tab, does this? No. Okay, so I'm only sharing this one tab. So if you go to poap.xyz, you can get more information on it. Basically, it is a type of NFT, but POAP is an acronym. It stands for Proof of Attendance Protocol, and it's a way to get like a token on the blockchain that proves that you participated in something. So that could be a real life event, going to a conference or a meeting, or it could be an online event like our contest, voting each week, or even sometimes some DAOs I've seen give them out to anyone that joins a community call. So if it's like the marketing team has a call, then they give out POAPs so that they know who was there. You can do a lot of stuff with POAPs beyond that, as far as like token gating or finding out who participated in an event. And let's see if I can go to mine. So here's an example of mine. If I open it up, you can see some of the POAPs that I've claimed previously, including the 3 that are available right now for the Apollo Creator Contest. All of our Apollo Creator Contest POAPs can be found, if you have voted, on our website at /POAPs. There's a link in the footer, kind of keeping that a little bit hidden right now, just until we kind of iron out some of the POAP issues. But if you come in here and you vote for any of these, you can come in here, claim your POAP, and it'll take you to a page, ask you to connect your wallet if you haven't, and you can claim that. We're going to be using POAPs long term for finding out who has participated in certain activities. We can run raffles using them. We can provide early access to new projects and tools coming out. So there's a number of things that we can do with the POAPs that we have. If you are collecting them after each vote, you may have noticed that we're behind on getting them out there. There is a delay getting the POAPs and publishing the delivery mechanism. That's been kind of frustrating on my behalf as I've been making them and posting them for everyone. So trying to iron that out a little bit with the POAP people and their system for publishing them. And then we hope to integrate it tighter into our actual contest, where you can either go to the archives. Right now, you can't visit previous contests, but you could visit the previous contest. You can claim a POAP from that page. You can still see all the votes and the creators from that contest. Or even in a currently live contest, after you vote, place your vote, you could claim your POAP immediately. So those are some things that we would like to do going in the future. It's just development time. So it's on deck. It's in the back of our brains. We'll get there
Yeah,
eventually.
so make sure, even though there's no actual use for them quite yet, you definitely need to go ahead and claim them right now, for sure.
And it looks like Kale says collecting things weekly like POAPs is like crack to him. And I cannot disagree.
Yeah, so that's one of the things we're working on is we want to be able to integrate POAPs more. And because POAPs are on the name of the chain, it's so Genosis, they do a lot of multi-sig stuff. It's actually their chain that POAPs start on, but because it's an EVM chain, Ethereum virtual machine, it's very easy for us to just grab your address that you've already connected with the website and check on their chain to see what you have as far as POAPs. And if you wanted to actually move it over to the Ethereum chain, you can do that too. But the good thing is that everything you do on the Genosis for now, as far as just claiming, is free. Just go in, hit a button, and it's out of your wallet. It takes no time. So we want to integrate. Yeah, so we want to integrate POAPs more, and talking more about the archive. Like Caleb was this week, we're going to make it so that when you go to the archive and you're looking at previous contests, you'll be able to click on that contest, and it'll open up a page very similar to what the current contest looks like. So you'll see everyone's votes with their profile, and you'll see who won, and be able to browse all the votes. But I do want to keep in mind that right now, if you wanted to, you could go and look at the voting summary. So this is an IPFS message, which has been really slow for us. You can reach out to Infer about that. And then you can actually go to click on under contest cycle. If you wanted to, you could click that, and that's just a transaction hash for the completion of the cycle, and it just labels who won. You can just track where the money went if you're into auditing all that stuff.
Yeah, my brother-in-law was like, "Hey, are y'all going to make it easier to read that voting summary stuff?" I was like, "Dude, you're a developer. You can read JSON, right?"
Yeah, go to jsonlinter.com or whatever the online JSON is. It'll make it all pretty for you.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then we've got some other stuff, just kind of laying the groundworks for maybe some possible, special contests or something that might be coming up in the future. We've got to get some work in now so that we're ready for that. And then we also, it's kind of been on the backlog for a while, but we're going to go ahead and move away from the Gravatar setup. So if you haven't applied yet, you'd see that you aren't uploading a profile picture or anything. That profile picture is something is pulled from the Gravatar website. So it's like you have to go somewhere, make an account under this email, and if you have a Gravatar account, then we populate. So like Caleb has a Gravatar. That's the only reason his profile shows. But maybe your average person doesn't have a Gravatar. So when they enter an email, it shows no profile picture. So we're going to go ahead and add uploading a profile picture, just as it'll operate just like any other profile upload. We'll drag and drop, and then that way there's no worrying about the Gravatars. So again, this week is a lot of focused on smoothing out the UX for both applicants and voters. And then in the future, we still have more work again for these special contests. We have some things like we want to make the Git help a lot smoother. Like right now, it kind of just dumps you on the Git book, which is great and has a ton of information, but is not super user-friendly, and it can be really overwhelming. So we want to maybe give you like a click on need help. Maybe it just gives you a light video that you can watch, brief overview. But if you really want to know more, then you go to the Git book. And then we've got some administrative stuff we're working on. And then the focus on July is going to be on voter rewards, whether that's some form of staking or anything like that. Again, just feels like voter rewards or staking is what's going to be huge for driving up engagement for voting and then buying into Apollo. And then, of course, also on the side, Caleb's been extremely busy. We've dropped it in Telegram as we're doing a full rebrand of Apollo. you may have noticed we've already dropped the Inu for various reasons, and then we're also going to move away from the dog. Sad day, the dog is going away. Although sad for not all of us, Caleb's pretty excited that the dog is going away. So I don't know if you wanted to talk about like what that process looks like for you, Caleb, or like where your ideas come, because I have no idea.
Sure. So, yeah, I think we all know maybe that the Inu and the dog and the meme token is possibly a crutch in the long run for our project for Apollo. And so we just wanted to get beyond that and have a fresh brand that doesn't have that meme coin association, which I think it was probably why Apollo started off and kind of took fire, is that it was an Inu, and for good or for bad, bots and degens and stuff and other people like to jump on Enus, and so I think that's kind of what got us started off. But at the same time, I think we've all seen in communities, on Reddits, on Twitters, whatever, there's a limitation to having a brand around an Inu and the meme tokens, and we don't want that to be a wall to our project and our vision. And so we've made, we've slowly tweaked our domain and some of our messaging and our socials to remove the Inu. We've still been using the dog as far as the logo goes. But we decided it's just time to make the next big step, as we've launched the contest several weeks ago. We're running that. We're running paid media. We're trying to get press and publications going out as far as getting coverage on talk shows or websites. And so we may as well get ahead of that with a new brand and a new icon logo. And so thinking about it, like as a designer, I want something that's going to last forever and like be timeless for a logo. When you think of like the really great examples of branding and logo design, they rarely change. And so you want something that can last. There's also a lot of principles around what makes a good logo and an icon specifically. How do you pair the icon with the text? Do you have a logo that is the name of your brand? Do you have an icon that can stand on its own? There's lots of terms as far as icons, logos, logo marks, trademarks, all kinds of other things. But it always comes back to me, like I like to see something that can stand alone on its own. As far as the icon, it can stand as a single color, whether that's black or white, depending on the background, or a brand color. And I like it it really, in the end, it comes down to the application. So, we have an icon, you have your brand name, but how you apply it to merch or imagery or the other design elements, that's what really makes it shine and makes it go beyond just being a logo that you design when you're in college. So a couple thoughts along taking that into account, and our brand Apollo. So I think there's really two directions that people probably think of when they think of Apollo. If we're not including the Enus and the dogs, one is the space program, so Apollo and space icons and imagery and stuff like that, and then there's the Greek god Apollo. And while both of those, they give you a lot to work with, I don't think we want to pigeonhole ourselves into either of those, where all of a sudden our entire brand is space themed or our entire brand is Greek mythology based. And so how can we create something that's iconic, rememberable, but doesn't, get stuck into one of those? And so we've been working on some options for solve that. And so, what will happen is, what will people think? I don't know. It'll be interesting to see. I think somebody was saying today, when a new rebrand comes out and a new logo comes out for any company, people kind of hate it always and go get up in arms. So we'll see. I think this is a little bit different because we're kind of right now we have a graphical image, a dog, and we'll be going to like a traditional iconic logo. So it's a little bit different, but we'll see what people think.
Yeah, I'm excited.
Yeah, and we have some pretty good options. We've started to narrow it down to the final 2 or 3 concepts and refining those. Trying to do this really fast, faster than I would normally ever do a rebrand. But yeah, we're hoping to get that out and finalized within the next days to week, so we can get on with PR and publications.
Yes, because we've gotten enough win marketing, win PR
Yeah.
in the Telegram.
Yeah,
That's all. It's all part of the same thing, right? Like, we don't want to spend too much time and effort before we're actually ready, and then we put out a product or a service that we weren't ready to promote it yet.
yeah. Somebody says, any AMA exclusive logo spoilers? Oof. That's asking a lot. But you did show up here.
Yeah, that's true. We should reward the people that are here.
All right, here's some stuff. There goes. Came and went. Yeah, the logo process that I typically go through, lots of sketching, lots of ideas, and then before you even get to the computer. So that's what I do. That's what I know a lot of other designers do. And I'm just an okay brand designer. Like, there's some people that they're just freaking fantastic, but that's typically the way designers go.
Yeah. And so once we've got an idea for a new brand, then that of course leads to more work for the main website, and then of course the app website will have to have some changes too. But
yep,
all good stuff. So if anybody has any questions, it is an AMA, so you can start posing questions. Just kind of going through here.
We have a number of questions. Okay, there you go.
Yeah, so Corey Hill asks, I know there's no black and white answer here, just curious of the team's thoughts. Can our project survive an extended downtrend in the crypto industry as a whole? And I would definitely say yes. It's pretty obvious that things have been in a downturn for the better part of a few months, and as far as all crypto goes. But I go back to the scene from Troy, to the very beginning when the kid goes to Achilles because he's trying to summon Achilles because they want to do a one-on-one fight to settle a war. And he goes to Achilles and he says, but you can't go out there. This guy's massive and he's huge because it's this giant guy. And he says Achilles, you can't go out there. And Achilles says, what would you do? Would you go out there? And the kid said, of course not. And he says, that's why no one will remember your name. And that's kind of the mentality we have. The good projects that we're never going to stay around for a downturn, and we were always built to do that. I think it's a huge blessing for things to have quieted down in the space, so that people like Caleb and I can go to work and just focus on the product. And so as attention builds and builds, all of a sudden people come back and it's like, oh my gosh, crypto's been down, but I see this group and they've got this great product going out. They've got all this great community and things like that. And I've huge faith in Matt. I've known Matt for a while. He's been in the space. He was starting companies during the .com bubble. He was helping start a mobile app company in 2008. So I have full confidence in Matt. I have full confidence in Caleb, and I have full confidence in our engineering team. And I just think that we're building something great, and I think it's going to last a lot longer than whatever the downturn of crypto is.
Yeah, and kind of what I've heard repeatedly said in the crypto world is that the long-lived projects that really do well are the ones that don't stop in the bear market. Mm-hmm. And probably the biggest one that gets pointed out is Axie Infinity. Like between 2017 and 2020, Like they didn't stop working, and they just kept building and creating and building. And then, the overnight success happens, and all of a sudden everybody knows about them and they're multi-billion-dollar company. But it's because they didn't stop building.
Yeah.
That could also be good for Apollo. Like I think a lot of cruft is going to disappear in the
Yes,
winter,
for sure.
and open up, give us some room to breathe and get out there and share with other people and make new things happen.
Yeah, and I understand everyone's frustration of like it feels like we're pushing and maybe you're not seeing the progress that you wanted to, but just know that we continue to push, and we are unfazed by the what is crypto winter? What is it? I was born in darkness. By the time I saw the light, I was already a man. That's our team.
Bane
Yes.
Bane reference.
Let's see. Any other questions? And this is always a tough question. I don't want to get in any trouble with Matt. So, when do you see big money coming into Apollo? That's not really what Caleb and I are working on.
I don't even know exactly what that means necessarily.
Right.
I mean, this is something that we do here often, and I think every project does, including Bitcoin and Ethereum. They're like, well, when are the investors coming in?
Sure.
Like
it's just
the TradFi investment. I mean, what I don't know what big money is, but we have big holders. We have whales. We have dolphins and narwhals and goldfish. I think it's gonna, we're in crypto winter, and it's gonna take time. But the projects that don't stop building and producing are the ones that will grow over time, and the crappy ones will disappear. And people will move towards the strong. I almost jokingly tweeted, but I'm also kind of serious. Like what's a wallet? Like what's a solid wallet to build right now, or an index crypto fund? And I called it BAE, like whatever that term is that all the millennials use, BAE, and it's Bitcoin, Apollo, and Ethereum. And I mean,
aren't you a millennial?
Me? Are you?
Yeah.
I thought we were the same age.
I'm at the youngest edge of it. I think it's like 1 year below me. I think it's if you were born like 93.
93.
Or sorry, 95 and earlier.
Then you're a millennial?
I think so. It's something like that. Like I'm at the very young end of millennials.
All right. I was born in 87. I don't know.
I bet you're there then. Here, let's do it. I'll Google it real quick.
What is a Google name? Friggin' millennials.
Between 25 and 40. So there you go, Caleb. Congrats.
Dadgummit.
Yeah, welcome. But yes,
probably true.
Totally agree on all those fronts. And Matt's, I'm not ever going to say anything more than Matt would ever say. Matt's kind of mentioned in Telegram that we are working on partnerships. That Matt is working on partnerships that we'd hopefully like to reveal soon, but it's still all conversations at this point, as with anything. And we actually had, on the Trello board, you can see we are talking with exchanges, and we had a pretty big new one reach out yesterday. We'll just have to see where that goes. But we're always working on it. But at the end of the day, I'm working on building a product. Caleb's working on some great designs. So I can't really comment on when is big money coming.
I mean, we're still at the beginning, really.
Yeah.
And we have this organization, the Apollo DAO, and inside of that we have our different products. And right now, our primary product is the creator contest, and so that's what we're pushing. That's what we're building. That's what we're working on. It'll get to a much more stable place where we're not working on it daily, probably, because it's there and it's just operating. And then we also have our token, and so our token powers the ecosystem of the Apollo DAO. But I mean, the directions that we can go as we build out our new products are many. Like we can get into NFTs, we can start taking our creators that are applying and partner up with NFT platforms and get new musicians on board or artists. And you all can probably hear my kid yelling.
Yes, I hear you being
Yeah.
summoned.
One of
I'd
my
make sure it wasn't
kids.
mine.
No, I got too many kids over there somewhere. This is just one of the louder ones.
Awesome. All right, so more questions. I believe this was the same guy. When do you? Oh, sorry. When are we going live? So this is kind of a broad question, and frankly, I'm on the spectrum of we've gotten almost too heavy-handed in where let's go with like PUBG, right? So PUBG launched as a beta and never really actually went live, at least for like a few years. Um,
I
don't
thought we
consider us
were
to be like
live,
that.
basically.
Right. Like, don't consider us where, like, we're just going to tell you it's beta, blah, blah, blah. We're considering live when the DAO is pointing to the actual new smart contract and rewarding. And we'll have like a full on launch that you'll be able to see as like our first contest that's running against live funds and everything like that. So going live is, I mean, the project is up and running. It's just not fully autonomous yet and requires a lot of moving parts. And then, of course, we're still trying to do the rebrand.
Yeah, I guess that makes sense if that's what this person means by going live. I mean,
Yeah.
We've been live since day one as far as the Apollo token goes, and it's been trading and growing and up and down. We've been live since the creator contest kicked off. We're on contest number 6, so it's been 6 weeks now, and we're giving out real money every week to the winners.
Yes.
The one difference is that, we are on a beta contract right now, going to the primary very soon, and maybe in the next cycle, 1 or 2 cycles.
Yeah, I think we're hoping to run one off of this new rewards formula. So the
Okay.
one ending Monday, and then hopefully live after that, live against the live contract after that.
And tell me about the reward, like the new reward algorithm. Like, so far, to set the stage, we've run weekly contests and we've been giving away a flat $10,000 worth of Apollo each week. So that the amount that the creators have won, it's always been worth $10,000 at that moment. But the number of Apollo tokens has changed, of course, depending on the price of Apollo. So what is the new formula for the prize wallet going to be?
Sure. So for this first beta, ultimately the winner will get that same amount of Apollo, but we're going to allow it to run off this reward system. And the way it'll work is we have an amount of or a percentage of the DAO fund. So let's say that's 100 grand. And we're going to say that, okay, for every one contestant during this contest, we'll add 0.1% of the contest fund to the prize pool. So let's say, we run a contest and we've got a full slate of 10 contestants. Okay, 10 times 0.1%. So now the prize pool is 1% of the creator fund. So in that case, $1,000. But now we also want to reward contestants for going in and grabbing new holders and, more importantly, new voters. So this is new members of the community who are actively engaged. And so now you have that flat creator contest pool or prize pool. But if we're going to take a ratio of new voters to old voters, and that is going to add as a bonus. So it's just a straight up ratio. So let's say half of the voters are new voters. Well, then we'll actually do a 1.5x the original pool. And on the extreme case that everyone's a new voter, then actually it would double it because the ratio is 1-to-1. So we're just going to double the prize pool. So, and hopefully we've still got to work on some of this stuff, but we'll be able to show on the contest website, it'll have like a meter showing like, okay, here's the base. At a minimum, the contest pool is this, but as new votes come in, maybe it ticks up. And if it's not new voters, it'll maybe tick back down. So
okay, gotcha. So there will be a base amount
a base percentage of the prize pool.
Okay, yeah.
Oh, sorry, a base percentage of the DAO fund is probably the best way to say that.
Kale's asking, is there going to be a limit of contestants? You mentioned 10. That's probably that's about what we're thinking right now is 10. 8 to 10 is probably like the max that we want to see our contest size go, just because it seems like it's going to be difficult to kind of like for everyone to parse who these creators are. If we start going
Right.
beyond that to 20 or 30, 10's also a really easy number to do the math with.
Yeah.
That's my
For
kind of
sure.
math.
Yeah. And, when people apply, they'll be able to see, like, because right now we have a queuing system. So at any time you can go ahead and apply and you'll be added to the queue. So you'll be able to see where you're at in the queue. And so maybe you can get an idea of like how many contests before you're in, and whether that's you need to have your fans ready and like get them engaged for when we start the contest with you in it, or, anything like that.
Yeah, I like the queue idea because it does kind of give you a little bit more prep as we get a backlog, so to speak, of creators that they know, hey, they're not scrambling on day one, like, hey, I just entered today and I need to go tell everybody. They'll have like, hey, I know I'm going to be in the contest starting Monday, June 23rd, whatever it is. And so they can start getting the word out there and then really hit it hard on their side of things the week that they are in the contest.
Right. Awesome. Let's see. Daily Crypto, you've been hammering us with questions, and we're very thankful for that. So appreciate the good words. Let's see. So Kale asks, when will creators who don't win and roll over into the next week have priority over those who are waiting in line? So as we currently have it situated, if you're in the current contest, you can go ahead and add yourself into the queue. But once you're into the queue, you can't reapply. So no, there wouldn't be any priority other than you probably knew about it before them, so you got earlier in the queue, I guess. But no formally will you get priority over new creators.
It's really based on the stack in the queue. So if there's already 20 people in the queue and a current creator, a creator in the current contest queues up again, then they'll be number 21. So they'll still be 2 contests away if we're running in 10 at a time.
Yeah.
And we want people to reapply like we do.
For sure.
I know we've seen different comments on that, and we've had a lot of repeats in the past few weeks. But we want to see people reapply. We want to see fresh creators too. We all do.
Yes, that's why I'd be afraid of giving priority to one group or the other. It feels fine to just like let it play out how it is, because we don't want to scare off new creators, and at the same time we don't want to scare off people who have been in the community and been applying and been doing things. So
yeah,
for now, just totally objective. You're up when you're up.
Yeah, we really need to get stir up some stuff going up in our community of Telegram and Discord people, and get everybody to find their one creator that they want to submit.
Yeah.
Put them in, get them to sign up, whatever it takes. Get them in, build up a backlog of awesome creators that we want to see. I don't know, maybe we even need to run a contest or something hey, you find your one person, put them in, you're in for a referral. We're going to run a raffle. Yeah. And if your creator wins, then, you get an extra bonus or something. But we really need, we want to see the community pick their one and put that person in.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. And we've kind of talked about the ideas for in the future, sponsoring. Could we, as a community, could we sponsor a creator and apply for them, and maybe just remove some of those roadblocks, things like that?
Yeah, I know the sponsoring or gaining the amount of Apollo tokens you need can be difficult sometimes for certain creators. Maybe they need some help to have that minimum threshold.
Yeah.
Or even, if with the way that crypto winter is hitting us, the value of the token goes down, and so all of a sudden you dip below that $50 threshold of Apollo tokens and you can't vote. I think we can help out with that though.
Yeah, for sure. Awesome. If there's no other questions, anybody? Let's see. Say there. Let's see. Okay, so here's a question.
Good question.
Yeah. If you want to take this real quick, Caleb? I got to shut the door now. I'm being yelled at.
Dadgum, kids. They got no respect for crypto these days. So what happens if a creator brings in a bunch of new holders and lose? Say they are in next week's contest as well. Do all those new holders they brought in the last contest help them? No, not based on the algorithm that we're talking about, because we're talking about the number of creators as the base for the prize wallet, and then the number of new voters versus previous voters for the bonus.
Yeah,
So
we don't have a way of tying voters to creators long term.
True.
Like, there's
Yeah.
no like, I voted for you once, my vote carries over. You need to be actively engaging. Like, if I was a new creator, got all my fans, but I lost by like 10, well, I was that close, then I just need to reapply and have my fans ready, and maybe even get more fans or more people engaged, and just
Yep.
driving up new holders, new voters.
Yeah. It's one of those things that I hadn't actually thought of this until Daniel brought it up, and it could be a burn. Like, it could hurt to have that happen when you bring in your new people and you miss out on that bonus. But I don't know that there's any other way to game around that.
Yeah, I mean, there's all sorts of stuff that that we've come up with, and it's almost just like it'll never be perfect. There will always be new ways to improve, so we'll always be looking for changes we can make. But we start out simple and just add, and maybe regress a little bit if things go bad. Add. So all the things we've talked about are how it is, but what it could be is totally different. Who knows?
Software never ends.
Yes.
The motto of the software developer.
For sure. Awesome. Thank you, Daniel. Let's see, anybody else? Okay, well, if there's no other questions, thank you guys. Apologies as we try to figure out the streaming side of this. I don't think I've ever actually, hosted a stream for anything before.
I haven't on YouTube or through YouTube. I know, so I don't exactly know how this all works, but we connected it to our YouTube, our Facebook, and our Twitter. I think we're just throwing out the link, but it's basically on YouTube. Here's a question, a really important question. Apollo Ted, are you reading any good books?
Oh, good. I don't want to make myself, I don't know if this is embarrassing or should it be embarrassing or not. I'm actually started going through Harry Potter again.
Oh, all right.
I've always loved the Harry Potter books. Favorite is definitely I like how they get kind of darker, but I would say my favorite is Half-Blood Prince. I think all the stuff going back to the Horcruxes is super interesting.
Yeah.
What about
you? Well, so I used to read a lot of Harry Potter. I used to just like basically cycle, and I would read like one chapter every night. This is around like high school, college, because it just, I don't know why, it relaxed me, and it was an easy read at night. I did just finish reading a book that I liked a lot. It was called Sourdough.
Okay.
And it's by the author of a book that got kind of popular a few years back called Mr. Penumbra's 24-Hour Bookstore. But it was Sourdough was a good book. It's a very easy read, short, but it's kind of like right on the edge of like tech and Silicon Valley and some other stuff. And so like this software developer starts getting into bread baking. It was kind of fun. There's always like those little bits of satire that I really enjoy, kind of like watching Silicon Valley, the TV show, because it just like it hits home. You're like, oh, I get it. Or like watching The Office or Office Space. Like the first time I ever watched The Office Space, I was probably in like high school or college, and I just didn't get it.
Yeah.
And didn't think it was funny. And then I watched it years later after having
a little bit more,
being at a job for a few years. I'm like, this is amazing. Like, I love this. And I guess Silicon Valley, Office Space, they're both by Mike Judge, now that I think about it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we thought Silicon Valley was great. TV shows we're watching, I just got caught up for Peaky Blinders. You watch that at all?
I never did, no.
Oh, we love Peaky Blinders in our household.
Nice.
Throw on my British accent sometimes.
All I know is something about hats with blades on them or something.
Yeah, so that's like their thing is the blinder part is that they would cut your eyes with the blades in their hat.
Yikes.
Yeah. I guess one last question real quick. We'll shut things down. Any plans for a community event, game night, or something else to drive up community involvement or interaction? Seems like more are involved in Telegram than Discord at the moment. Yeah, two kind of questions there. I actually thought about that the other day. I thought about firing up like Family Feud just for this. We could fart around on Family Feud, but I having trouble. Fart around.
I've never heard that one.
What?
Used that. Not fart around. Not like that.
I probably heard that at too young of an age and it just stuck with me.
I heard that Harry Potter's. Daniel says, "I heard that Harry Potter's is just a rewrite of Star Wars." Whoa.
I don't know the similarities there.
I think
I would have to think a little bit on that. It might be too meta for me to.
I think that's a
wrap
joke.
My head around. Okay. The other thing that Reninja, okay, seems like a more involved in Telegram than Discord. Yeah, I would have to agree, and we're trying to take steps there. And I've probably been bad about having both open, so I personally probably respond more in Telegram than Discord, and that's kind of just a habit of just busy, and I only casually am able to check Discord or Telegram unless something pops up. So yeah, we are trying to take steps, and a game night or something could definitely be part of that.
Yeah, definitely. And as the person that probably posts in Discord the most, yeah. Definitely not my specialty as far as like stirring up trouble in Discord and getting things going. But
for sure.
Yeah, I do what I can. But I would, I mean, if there's anyone in here that wants to get more involved and like run the Discord or host that kind of stuff, totally open for that.
Yeah, other than me sneaking around on my alt accounts, which I will never find.
Really? You're the guy, you're like writing something as Apollo Ted
Zach
in Telegram.
Awesome. He's so great.
And then you come back as Mary Poppins 69 and you reply to yourself.
Wow, what a great point. You're so smart.
And yeah, I knew it. Mary Poppins 69 with Zach.
Yeah,
Zach's alt account.
Awesome. Well, thanks everybody for dropping by. If you're watching this re-recorded and missed a question or something, definitely tweet at us.
I might have to edit out that Mary Poppins stuff. I don't know.
Yeah, it's fine. It's like the after hours of the stream.
That's true.
Say like anything after the 45-minute mark is considered after hours.
Not safe for work.
Yeah. But yeah, if you have any questions not during the stream, definitely reply to any tweets from the Apollo Crypto Twitter handle. Go follow that. Definitely go follow this YouTube channel, the Apollo Crypto YouTube channel. Post the questions there. And then Telegram and Discord.
Instagram
will be, Instagram. Caleb is Hegemony on there. Just search HEGE and it'll show up. And then
shout out to all my Ender's Game fans. They know what we're talking about.
Okay. I do not. So I'll just let that go, I guess. Awesome. Well, thank you guys. Have a great night.
All right. Take care.